Hi, my name's Alec from Pegasus 4x4. I'm here today to talk about the new Pegasus AvantGarde hardtop that we've designed for the new Nissan NP300. This vehicle is fantastic. It's really light years ahead of the old D40, and we're delighted to have one of the first ones in the country. That's allowed us to develop our hardtop well in advance for the launch of this vehicle in March this year. Now, the Pegasus hardtop we've got here is called, as I say, is called the AvantGarde. It's our top of the range hardtop and is exclusively made for this vehicle. What we do at Pegasus is design each hardtop for each vehicle. So this particular hardtop you wouldn't see on a Ford Ranger or Toyota Hilux. There are lots of hardtops out there that aren't generic, one shape, one design, and they fit all models. We don't like to do that at Pegasus. What we like to do is have a bit of exclusivity and design into our products so that the concept is to let anybody looking at this think that hardtop is part of the vehicle that came out and was designed with the vehicle in mind from the factory where it was produced. To sort of demonstrate the features that we've got in the design, if you take this rear door here, it follows the contours this way, and we try to introduce it in that swage line there, the same thing, just to give that thought there. On the rear wing, it goes outwards there. There's a line that drops down and then straightens along here. And what we try to do is the same thing here on the side and drop down the side of the hardtop there. So you're picking up that thing. All those sort of lines are trying to blend into the vehicle to give it that sort of overall look as if it was made for it. Other features that we've got on the Pegasus hardtop are the roof rails, which are made in aluminium, and on top of the hardtop, which you can't see, there are flutes on the roof of the vehicle itself, and we've designed our hardtop so that the flutes follow the same line as the roof of the vehicle, so that when you're looking down on the vehicle, it all follows one straight line parallel. On the exterior of the hardtop, we've got our side doors, which all work on a central locking system. Now, the central locking system works off the intelligent key I've got here with this particular Navara, which allows these doors to open, and if I lock the vehicle, I lock the door. If I unlock the vehicle, we've cleverly designed this so that you can undo the car door, but the rear door will still stay locked. If I press it again, it will then unlock it. So when you're unlocking your vehicle, you're not automatically unlocking the hardtop as well, which you may not want to do for security reasons. So that's how that works. Now, talking about the side door, the Pegasus doors are solid doors, framed, and they have tinted glass on the outside. Now that tint is on the inside and outside for security reasons. You really can't see anything inside, so whatever you put in there, nobody's going to be able to see it, which is very useful. The other thing I want to say about a Pegasus hardtop is we do put a lot of work and effort into making each and every one. And unlike our competitors who mass produce hardtops, and they could probably make several an hour at a time, each one of these hardtops takes 5 days at our factory to make. They're all handmade, and it is all hand finished work. Everything here is done by hand. So to create this quality hardtop, it's almost like being on a Rolls-Royce production line. It's that intense to make one to this standard. Now, if I go around the back, just talking about the external components again, we've got an integrated rear spoiler, albeit a small one, because we think that that spoiler there line will follow this spoiler on the tailgate. We don't want to make it too big, and then this would look too much with this spoiler that's been fitted to this tailgate. Below the spoiler we've got a brake light which again works with the vehicle, so that's a safety feature. The rear glass is heated and tinted, and again the door is a solid rear door as part of the three that open upwards. If we then drop the tailgate and come and look at the interior of the hardtop, you will see at the front we have sliding glass which will open 50% one way and 50% the other. Now, a lot of our users have pets, and that's one of the reasons why we have this glass that opens as much as it does, so that you can keep it open, and if you've got a dog or a pet inside, it's got plenty of ventilation, but he can't get out. The other thing is also in the winter time you do get condensation inside hardtops because of the sheer nature of the weather and climate that we live in, and by leaving that glass open just a fraction each side keeps it nice and dry inside. Looking up to the top, again talking about pets, all the Pegasus hardtops are double skinned, and then after that double skin we fit a layer of foam, and then we fit this lining. Now the idea of that is to keep it warm in the winter and cool in the summer, so that by putting your dog in here he's not going to suffer at all and be very, very comfortable indeed. The interior light is an LED light and works off this plunger switch which I'll operate here every time the door opens and closes. All Pegasus hardtops come with a courtesy umbrella which is fitted to the front. I always think it's a useful feature to have because driving a pickup myself, there's nowhere convenient to put one inside the vehicle. It's always in the way, so I decided to put it there, so you'll have that for your own convenience. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the fact that Nissan have introduced this rear spoiler. And that created a challenge for us in terms of how to close the door and create a seal so that the tailgate can't be opened. Unfortunately, Nissan, in their wisdom, although they've created central locking on the vehicle, they've not created central locking on the tailgate. Now that has to be opened and closed by removing the key from this intelligent key to lock it, which can be a bit of a fiddle. And you can forget to close it. Now, if this rear door closed on top of here, then it would be possible to open the tailgate. And if you forgot to lock it, you could lose all the contents inside the back of the vehicle. What we've done at Pegasus is to create this aluminium seal along the top of the tailgate, which fits here. There's no drilling involved in fitting this at all. We use the existing screw holes on the tailgate. The panel slides underneath that, and then the holes are pre-drilled, ready to fit and line up. And by doing that, you can close that door, and you will not be able to open the tailgate. So that's a good and useful safety feature. All the wiring excuse me, all the wiring on the Pegasus hardtop comes out of the front of the hardtop. I will point out that the Nissan hardtop we've seen has a wiring loom which plugs into the rear light here. The downside to that, what we've seen, is that when this is open and their cable is coming down here, I'm afraid your dog is going to chew through it very rapidly, so just be mindful of that when you're deciding which hardtop to buy. Now, all our hardtops are warranted for 3 years on all parts except glass. Now that's a very, very important thing for you to consider when deciding on which hardtop you decide to buy. Some hardtops only have 12 months warranty, and that obviously is a major thing to think about. Having said all that, I think we've designed the best hardtop you can get for the new Nissan NP300. I love the style of it, I love the quality of it, and I'm sure you will too. Thanks for listening.